In a world full of boring marketing misfits, get ready for the ride of your life with Dean Holland in The Drive.
Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of The Drive. It is the start of the week. It's Monday. Not gonna lie, for some reason, I feel tired today. I think I'd probably maybe didn't drink enough water yesterday, got dehydrated. That's probably why I feel like I do. But with that said, very, very excited about what's coming up this week. We should really be probably, I think by the end of the week, we should have everything in place, all being well, to be able to go live within the next, hopefully, 2 weeks to start testing our brand new front-end offer, our brand new sales funnel. So that's one of the major focuses. So right now, just to kind of fill you in on where we're at with that sales funnel, and then I'll kind of explain what it is left that we're going to be doing and the kind of priority of doing things, just so you can kind of see a bit more of an insight into how I approach these things. So right now we planned out the funnel. Oops, there's a bird in the middle of the road. We planned out the funnel, so we've got the actual pages of that built in. We haven't done all of the copy yet, but the pages are actually in place. So we've got the front end, the 2 upsells, the downsell on the second one, and then the thank you page. So that's kind of what the funnel looks like. Then I've actually written the sales copy or the script for the front end sales video. But what I like to do, just a bit of an insight into how I do copy. So last week I wrote the copy, or the script, but it's the copy. Then the next day, so I printed it all out. Then the next morning, so the day 2, then I read it through and I made some adjustments on a few different ideas that I had. And then I left it all weekend. So that was Thursday or Friday that I made those edits. And now it's obviously Monday. So what I like to do is actually walk away from the copy, actually step away. Don't even look at it, don't even think about it. Leave it for a few days and then go back to it. Because chances are, when you're in the moment and you're writing the copy, sometimes you can miss things. Sometimes you can not see the obvious. Or sometimes the right idea, the right hook, or the right something in a certain part of it doesn't quite come out. And so I've left it, and then I'll go back and I'll look at it today, have a read through, and I'll either love what I've done or I'll make a few edits. And then from there, if we do make any edits, then I'll probably leave it another day and then come back to it. If I don't make any edits, then it's basically ready to start actually planning what is going to happen in the video, so actually storyboarding it out. So then we'll get that recorded, so that'll then be added to the front end. Then we'll work on the actual what goes into the front end, so the written copy, the testimonials, things like that. Then obviously I've got the upsell videos and those pages to work on. And once they're in place, really, then my major focus at that stage is the back-end campaigns. And here's a big thing, and I've made this mistake completely in the past. Don't ever forget, when you're bringing in customers into your business, what the end goal is. Okay, so what I mean by that is, what I used to do, I used to have these offers, have sales funnels, do product launches, a whole variety of things, keep bringing customers, getting customers into my business every day, week and month, but then not really have a solidified, a proper back-end campaign, a proper back-end follow-up campaign, a proper promotional procedure in the back end of the business. So, meaning, what do I show, what do I expose and present to my new customers? You know, I fully believe in doing a mixture of value, but combining that with promotions. At the end of the day, my range of products that I have, I know without a shadow of a doubt can make a huge significant difference to the people's businesses and lives that get their hands on them. So it's my duty ultimately to get those into the hands of as many of my customers as possible where suitable for them. So I actually now realize that in the past I've let my customers down by not having the processes, the promotions, the back-end campaigns in place properly. When I used to do product launches, I used to just get my list and then promote affiliate offers to them, and that was it. Yes, I'd be selective over what I would choose, but at the end of the day, it was like every different day or every different week I'd be promoting something else. Well, now what I do instead is I need to know, right, well, I'm bringing these customers in, what else is going to help them get further in their business? What else can I do for them to help them get to their goals easier or faster? And I'm always asking myself those types of questions. Now, obviously with that in mind, bringing in the customers is just the first stage. In fact, it's probably not going to really make us any money in doing that. If not, actually, probably break even is the big goal, but sometimes we actually are negative a little bit of money because of the commissions we pay out on those front ends. So we have to make sure we're as profitable as possible. We have to be monetizing our customers as effectively as possible. We have to be getting that value that we own and have and we've got created into the hands of as many of our customers. They need what we have, and we as a business, in order to be as profitable as possible, we need to make that happen. So for us, as I probably mentioned, I mentioned on a previous Drive episode, that the bulk of our back-end profits when we have customers is actually generated by changing the sales environment. We get on the phone with our customers. But in order to get on the phone, we have to follow up in a variety of other ways first. So once I've got this front-end video stuff all sorted and that's in place, then the main focus, because that's where the bulk of the profits is, needs to go into those back-end campaigns. And the mistake that I was talking about before that I used to make was not actually even really putting the most of my attention on the back end, was always continually thinking about the front end. What next front end can I do? What new front end, what new offer can I present to my customers? And the problem is, and the truth is that really, ultimately, if you don't have that back end or that end goal in mind for generating customers, well, what's the point in having the customers in the first place, right? And so that's where the bulk of my focus is going to go for the rest of this week, once I've done these things over this next day or two, is on those back-end campaigns. So I'll be planning out those email sequences, what happens in those sequences, what campaigns am I creating, does there need to be video series, does there need to be case studies, do I need to interview any of my successful clients and partners, do I need to create any webinars, all these different things, do I need to create tasks at some stage in my back-end campaigns for a member of my team to actually call up the customer, to thank them for being a customer, to offer them a bonus, to offer them an invitation to an application, all these different things that I'll be planning out and thinking of in my business is ultimately to make sure in the most effective way possible I get the value that we have into the hands of as many of our customers as we can, because I know they need it at the end of the day. So that's my duty, as CEO of the company, is to make sure, are we doing all we can to get the value that our customers need into their hands? Because the truth is, you can have the best products, the best services, the best opportunities in the world, but if you're not doing a good, effective job of selling them, nobody's ever going to benefit. So that's pretty much really kind of just setting the scene for the rest of this week. Sales videos, upsell videos, back-end campaigns, email sequences, content creation, that's a lot of what we've got going on. We've also got, obviously, we've got to start planning out the ad strategy. You know, what ads are we using? What campaigns? You know, what platforms are we using? Facebook? Are we using YouTube? Are we using, you know, solo ads? You know, email buys? What is it that we're doing to get traffic to this offer? And that's another thing. Setting up the software on the pages. You know, we use things like Hotjar is something that I'm a big fan of lately, to really see the behavior that's happening on our pages. You know, so when we go live with this funnel, the first thing that we'll be doing before we let any of our affiliates or partners be able to promote this, we will extensively test this first. You know, I will be sending a bunch of traffic, you know, colder traffic to this sales funnel first, to make sure that it's actually converting, to make sure it all works as it should. And that really, like I say, that kind of sets the scene. So over the course of this week, with all of these drive episodes, I've actually got to go to the shop quickly and buy some milk, so we're not going to pull into the business park. But basically, for the rest of the episodes this week, I'll be keeping you up to date. You know, what happened yesterday when I was working on that thing. You know, what things do we mess up? You know, because there's no way. You know, I'm saying this to you now like we've got a structure, which we have, but it never works out. It never quite goes to plan. You know, something will go wrong, or you know, something will happen. 100%, it always does. And so I'll just keep you up to date on what's happening with this funnel, with the build of this, with getting everything ready throughout the rest of the course of this week. And with that said, we're not ending the drive in the usual spot because I've got to go to the store. It's Monday, which means I've got to get milk for everybody's coffee and tea. We are British at the end of the day. So with that said, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.